Before we get into this episode, there's something that might be of interest that I wanted to tell you about. Scene and Herd, who run this podcast, have been asked by Scotland Food and Drink to undertake a strategic review of the Scotland Food and Drink Excellence Awards. Now, these Excellence Awards have been going for almost 20 years and are a huge mainstay of the food and drink sector. But it's time to ensure that they're still relevant. So if you have ever been involved in the Scotland Food and Drink Excellence Awards, or even if you've ever had an opinion about them, we would love for you, please, to complete our survey. So if you go to the onFARM Twitter, which is at @on_farm UK, and click the link in the bio, there will be a tab in there that will take you to the survey, and it should only take you a very short while to complete, but we would be enormously grateful.
I would like to welcome, a very warm welcome to all of our finalists, sponsors into the ring here.
Welcome to the Royal Highland Centre in Edinburgh. This very special episode of the onFARM podcast was recorded back in November at Agriscot.
This is a very special year for Agriscot. It's 25 years since the organisation started.
As you can hear, it's really busy. There are over 200 exhibitors and visitors have come from all over Scotland and the world. I'm Anna Davies, and onFARM this time is here to find out what draws in thousands of visitors to Agriscot every year.
It is the whole industry concentrated under one roof in one day, and it's an absolutely fantastic event on that.
This is our shop window here, so that's why we come here to show.
I'm from County Down, Northern Ireland.
And how are you enjoying your day?
Very good, it's always a good show, and it's free to get into.
Well, every little helps,
Yes.
doesn't it?
I'm here today to meet lots of people. It's an interesting event and it's an amazing opportunity to meet lots of people in a short space of time in one dedicated area.
If this is your first time listening to onFARM, make sure to subscribe so you get all of our episodes in your podcast feed. For now though, let's go and explore.
We can see this got far more volume in here, but when you look at these two cars on the side,
We're heading through the show site now. It's pretty busy. The avenues are getting pretty clogged. We're just on our way to the main ring, fighting through a gap here, hold on, through to the main ring, which is full of bright green sawdust. The main ring is used for a number of different reasons here at the moment. It's judging of dairy cattle, but as the day goes on, there'll be presentations for various prizes, the Arable Beef and Sheep Farmers of the Year and the Business Skills Award, which is for young people and how they're developing their skills. It's probably the hive and the fulcrum around which everything else at Agriscot spins.
these two cars. Great class, great tool at the top of the line. Thoroughly enjoyed it, super ready. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Beth. I'm Jessie. And we're both 19. I'm from the Highlands, like Inverness, just north of Inverness.
And I'm from Caithness, up as far as north as you can get.
Yeah, we both go to Aberdeen College in Crabston to study agriculture. We're in year 2, so just came down for a little wander about really to see what's more to offer in the agricultural society than just what we've been offered up in the north. So
We've not long arrived,
been
but
here very long.
we've had a look around the feed stalls and talking, we're hopefully getting to talk about what we'd feed our own cattle and hopefully take something from that, I think.
see what opportunities are for us in the future as well after we leave college, occupation and all
If
that.
there was one lesson or learning that you could take home with you, what do you think it would be?
There's a lot more on offer than we thought.
Yeah. Coming somewhere like this, from somewhere so rural, you would not get half of this offered to us up north, so it's good to see how everybody else do things. And
I don't know half these businesses here.
all your feed companies, they're more than willing to speak about commercial cattle. That's what we have, so it's really interesting. So you're both from a farming background. Yeah, that's a career that you'd like to follow into the future.
Yeah, definitely. It's opened our eyes to a lot more than just our home base.
Yeah, definitely. So you'll be back at some point in the future. I hope
Probably,
so.
Yeah, definitely we'll come back.
Congratulations to the Yates family. As I said, it was a close decision in the class.
I don't know which, I'm afraid, but this was one of the dairy cattle classes. They've just announced the winner, and now everybody's left and we've got the next class coming in. So it's really lovely, actually. People take it really seriously, quite rightly so, because it's a key part of dairy farming. And all of the gentlemen and ladies who are leading the animals are all dressed in their pure white clothes. How they keep that clean, I have no idea. But, it's a really lovely spectacle to watch. So a key part of Agriscot, really.
I'm Ken Rundle, a freelance journalist and long time involved with the Scottish agricultural industry. As far as I'm concerned, it's a great way to meet people. I've been here, an hour and a half, and I've already had about 7 or 8 conversations with different people I know, and I can see half a dozen more I would like to speak to. So it's a fantastic opportunity to meet up, to network, start new ideas, discuss concerns, all in a fairly busy day, but a worthwhile one.
Thanks, Ken.
Bob Howitt, beef and sheep farmer from Fife. Agriscot comes at a good time of year. We're quite quiet. It's a great day out. You meet a lot of people, you see a lot of interesting things, and it's all under one roof. So, yeah, it's a good day out. Listen, it's free. We're farmers, you know, so you're not a winner before you start. But no, it's grown into a huge event, and it's a great advert for the industry. It really is. And as I say, it's a time of year when we're a bit quieter, you know.
So would you say that means that just naturally is a time when you think more about planning and strategy, because you're not having to just paint the fourth bridge, as it were, and get the day job done?
Yeah, I would agree with that. And for a lot of people, it's their financial year end. It's the farming year end as well. Your harvest is all done. Your calves and lambs are either sold or bought and in the shed. And you are kind of looking back thinking, well, what went well and what didn't go well, and a wee bit of looking forward. And clearly all the stands, obviously, I think there's money to be had because we want to keep coming back, you know.
Absolutely.
So there are spending decisions being made today, you know.
Yeah, Peter Eccles, the farm manager at onFARM. We run 2,000 breeding ewes and 100 suckler cows, finishing all progeny on our grass and forage system. You always feel as a farmer you've got to be working hard. Now, working hard doesn't necessarily mean your hands are in the soil all the time, you know, or on the sheep's backs or whatever it is you're doing. For example, today we're looking at some of the technology available, and it's being able to work with the people that are delivering that technology and use and put them in your team. You know, it's like trying to build your team of people that you can rely on and not try and do too much or put too much pressure on yourself to do everything or to understand everything, because there's a lot going on, and as farmers we're potentially guilty of being what was it they say, a jack of all trades, a master of none. So you've really got to sort of step back from your business and look at it from a sort of outsider's point of view and spot any potential opportunities as well as weaknesses and work on those.
How do you find Agriscot as an event itself?
Honestly or positively?
Honestly.
I think it's maybe too busy. It's like I find it really hard to get round because, one, you meet so many people you know. That's great, it's really nice to catch up, but I haven't seen any of the things I came to see. It's really difficult, and I'm going to have to be quite head down and just get on and then you get to that stand and there's like 3 people waiting to speak to the person that you want to speak to, so it's good, but it does have its flaws.
A victim of its own success.
Is it getting bigger every year? I'm not sure if it's growing or not.
Yeah, and there's a regular call for it to be over 2 days, which they're resisting at the moment.
Yeah, because it's like the Highland show. You can't do it in a day.
David Burnett. You come here and it's a busy day. It could do with being more than one day here, actually, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's becoming a common theme.
Yeah, I mean, it's a question that comes up a lot. Martin Dare, Rural Projects Organiser of Agriscot. I think that's the thing about Agriscot, with it being one day, it's really intense. It's all compact into a short space of time, which works well, I think, for farmers, because they don't necessarily have a lot of time to spend. So it's somewhere they can come and see an awful lot and pack an awful lot into a short space of time.
A couple of people have said, Agriscot should be 2 days because I can't get around it in just one. What's your thinking on that? I know that you've got quite a strong view.
The one-day format is interesting because I was speaking to the original chairman of Agriscot, Alec Brown, who set up the event back in 1994. I think they basically got the format just right. They got that one-day free entry set up, which we've continued with. We survey exhibitors every year and they come up 89-90% wanting to keep it as one day. And it's partly a cost issue, because if you are inviting exhibitors overnight, that escalates costs. But if you look at other events that stray into 2 days, you're kind of splitting the audience. And I think we could have 2 busy days, but at Agriscot we tend to have one exceptionally busy day, and that's what helps to generate all the atmosphere at the event, I think.
the word innovation is, I think, sometimes overused, but it's very obvious to all that Agriscot is about taking even more control over your business and using it as an opportunity to share knowledge, to absorb knowledge, to upskill, personal development, meeting new people. Is that something that's really coming across as a theme for you this year and I suppose every year?
It definitely is, and that kind of manifests itself in lots of different ways because you've got exhibitors bringing new kit to the event every year. So you've got your seminars, you've got your business skills, you've got your innovation awards as well. On every stand, every exhibitor has their latest products, anything they're bringing new to the market, really. So in terms of somewhere farmers can come on one day and get as much new technology, new information, I don't think there's anywhere better to come, really. It's all here and it's all being presented to farmers on 250 different trade stands here at one event.
So we've got a bit of insider knowledge here. We're just on our way to speak to the winners of the Product Innovation Award, but they don't know yet that they're winners. We're just off to record the announcement and see the look on their faces and hear their surprise when they discover that they've won. They're a company called Zoetis with a product called Clarified Plus, which is all about genomic testing and being able to predict a heifer's potential. So look forward to speaking to them and they can tell us a bit more about why they're here and why they've won this amazing accolade. So we're just heading around the corner now, and what we're trying to do is to be in the vicinity ahead of time so that when the judges come round the corner, we're there ready to record the moment where they tell this amazing business that they have been successful and beaten all of the other finalists to take the accolade.
Okay, look this way, folks. Keep looking, smile. Just tip that further forward a wee bit. That's it. Look this way, folks.
We missed it. They're early.
No, you're fine. You're fine. No, it's just starting off.
So, well done, Gemma.
I know, we did it! It was the Sweeties that swung it, apparently.
It was the Rebels demo that swung it, I think, yeah.
I'm Gemma Allison, and this is Colin Penny. We work for Zoetis.
Hold it there. Two more. 1, 2, and 3. Thanks very much.
How do you feel? The look on your face tells me quite a lot. But how does it actually feel to be Product Innovation Award winners?
Oh, over the moon! Absolutely delighted to be here holding it today. I think there's some fantastic competitors that have been involved in this competition, and I think to win is just amazing.
I think for Gemma, Gemma's worked very hard this year, visiting farms, trying to get this product message out there. So this is great. I think a bit of a reward at the end of the year for you as well. Yeah.
There were 10 products within the Product Innovation Award and you have been crowned as the winner. What do you think it was that helped you to pip the others to the post that the judges found particularly appealing?
I would hope it's because Clarify Plus is a truly unique innovation. I think it's the only genomic test that is able to offer these wellness traits.
So Clarify Plus is a genomic test. It's a very small sort of tissue sample that you can take from the ear, and within sort of 6 to 8 weeks you'll get your data back with production information about that animal, and that information will allow you to make much more informed decisions about what you do with that animal long term, whether she stays in the herd to breed replacements, or whether she is bred to beef, or whether she actually leaves your herd and goes elsewhere.
Farmers for years have taken advice. They've tried to improve things like lameness, mastitis incidence, and they've made a good job of that. But the next level up is the breeding. Is how does genetics control the resistance to these diseases? And I think farmers are now understanding that is where they need to go next. They've ticked all the other boxes, so what else can help their herd? I think genetics is going to be one of the solutions for that.
Yeah, so you're one of the ways in which farmers are being facilitated to take control of the future of their herd, and that must be very much welcomed by them because they want areas in which they can actually make an impact themselves by engaging with businesses such as you to drive that forward.
Yeah, and Zoetis, I say we don't want to be seen as a company that is just selling medicines, and antibiotics. We want to be selling solutions like the genomics and other things we're getting into, like the monitoring technology for livestock.
Well, many congratulations on your award. I know you've got some sweets. I heard you talking about Rebels. You've got some sweets, but I hope you've also got a bottle of champagne behind the stand somewhere and you can have a glass later.
Maybe later, definitely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's such a shame that we missed the moment of presentation, so we didn't see the look on their faces and hear their gasps of delight when they won the prize, but we've just had an amazing opportunity to talk to them about their win and what that means for their business.
The people who I see, who I know walking around, are probably what I would classify as the progressive end of the scale. So I sometimes wonder if there are some farmers out there who think, Agriscot's really just for the high flyers in farming. It's not necessarily for me because I'm just one of the wee guys. What would you say to them to try and encourage them to come along as well?
It's quite hard for me to judge, not being a farmer myself, but exhibitors, again, going back to them, they genuinely want to engage with everyone, really. I don't think they've necessarily got a restriction to one type of farmer, and I think they would just judge any inquiry on its merit. So I suppose we are definitely pushing ourselves to those progressive types of farmers. We're trying to attract business-minded farmers. We do push that a lot, but we also recognise that there's a strong social aspect to it. You can go online, you can research products in various different ways, but Agriscot offers the opportunity to have that social interaction with the people that know most about the products or know most about an organisation or services. So it's for me, if people go home having had that social interaction and learn face to face with the people that are here, the experts that are here, then I think I'll be satisfied with that.
And secondly, as well as
we're just heading into the NFU Scotland seminar.
You are also custodians of the landscape.
We're just at the back now listening to Fergus Ewing, Cabinet Secretary for the Rural Economy, speak to a huge audience. It's standing room only, as it is every year. He's doing his wee presentation and then he'll be grilled by some of the audience members.
Farmers and crofters are the original friends of the earth. That's my view, and it's not very complicated.
We're on the move again. We're on our way to the Lowland Hall to go and chat to a few more people along the innovation theme. Whilst we're there, we will also see some of the dairy cattle who are resting in there in between classes. I've never seen LED disco lights on a baler before. We're probably only on a journey of about 100 yards, but the place is so full that it takes forever to get there, which is obviously a good sign unless you're in a hurry. So we're just about to enter the cow dorm now, where they'll be being washed and clipped and cleaned and in some cases milked. That's clippers. That noise there is a pair of clippers who are just neatening up one of the animals before she goes into the ring. The preparation is weeks worth, or more than weeks worth, years worth. But the immediate preparation is days worth of work in advance of the event. We just walked through a footbath, which is essentially a large spongy type thing that you walk across, which has got disinfectant in it, and it's really important to walk in it with both feet so that we're minimising any kind of spread of any kind of germs or bacteria from. Obviously, people have come from hundreds of farms across Scotland, and we want to make sure that disease control is absolutely key. It's a hugely, in fact, I just nearly got knocked over by a cow. It's a hugely busy arena, and we're probably completely in the way here, but it's a fascinating place to be, and I've just seen two gents who we might just go and chat to. What's your name, sir?
Alistair Laird.
And where are you from?
Peebleshire, which is about 20 miles south of here.
And now you are holding a red rosette and a red certificate. Can you tell me a bit more about what they are and why you've got them in your hand?
This was for a production award, which is judged the day before the show. So it's quite an honour to be able to win that as well.
Absolutely, yeah, you won.
But the cows that we do bring here are for looks, but it's nice to get a bonus for the production as well.
Oh, good, excellent. And how did you feel when you found out that you'd got the red rosette?
Very good. It's better than the blue one.
Absolutely.
My name's Wallace Patton. I'm from County Down, Northern Ireland, and we come to Agriscot every year as part of a trip. We always go on a farm the day before and go to Agriscot, and then farm tomorrow and then home tomorrow night.
And how are you enjoying your day?
Very good. It's always a good show.
Is it?
Best show in the UK.
Oh, wow.
And it's free to get into.
Well, every little helps,
yes.
doesn't it?
It's a great social event because farmers don't see each other very often, especially like, say, your Irish friend who just visit us. And, sometimes these guys come to our farms after they've been at the show and visit the farm, and they'll maybe buy some stock off of us, bulls or embryos or heifers, which is great. And this is our shop window here. There's something here for everybody to see. sheep and beef farmers as well, which a lot of them do come to, but a lot of them think it's just a dairy show, but it really is for everybody.
Hi, I'm Amy, I'm 21, I'm from West Yorkshire. We've got our little Joy, our little Bella who's just been in. She came second place in her class.
Oh, good.
So she's done really well, bless her. And then we've got a second carver on the far end, Fergie. So yeah, she's in next, so we'll see how she gets on.
You've travelled all the way from the West Midlands, is that right then? Because I'm looking at the sign here.
Well,
Huntington.
these guys have. I've come from West Yorkshire.
Well-travelled cows, yeah. Tell us how you've been helping out then today.
Spraying them up, washing them, brushing them. So we coat them in a bit of a shining spray so they have a bit of a glow when they go in the ring.
And have you been to Agriscot before?
No, this is my first time.
Oh, what do you think of it?
I'd honestly come again, but it is cold.
You're in Scotland.
I know, it's freezing.
This is quite interesting as well because this is where they take pictures of the winning animals. So if you were to open a copy of The Scottish Farmer next week, you'd see a picture of the various animals looking incredibly well manicured and smart against a beautiful backdrop that's been hung up on the side of the shed, which illustrates a lovely Scottish field scene. It really is like a photographic studio. They've got 2 or 3 huge light boxes and various umbrellas, and obviously it's critical to make sure that the animal stands neatly, and I think there in front of this one we've got 5 people all doing the job, so it's no easy task. So we're now in the Lowland Hall, which is the sort of machinery headquarters. It's much quieter with just a kind of dull hum of people talking and more shiny tractors than you can shake a stick at. Orange, red, green, blue at the end.
Stuart Dixon, I'm from Bryson Tractors at Lanark, and we are exhibiting here today. So,
okay, and do you find Agriscot a worthwhile event?
Yeah, really worthwhile event.
Well, I'm Athol, I'm the editor and publisher of Farming Scotland magazine. It's the best show in Scotland. I mean, for us as a small publisher, we get to meet our clients, new people who have not seen the magazine. As you can see, we hand them out. From 10 o'clock onwards to 5 o'clock, it's nothing but farmers and clients and subscribers and what have you.
My name's Graham Miller, I'm from East Lothian, and I am here to speak to various suppliers about possible business in the future.
Are you a regular at Agriscot?
Yes, I've been for the last 4 or 5 years.
Maybe you could sum up just in one sentence the benefit that you think you derive from it.
I can see all the people I want to see face to face in one place.
It's a little bit quieter in here, but still really busy, so we're just making our way through to go and speak to somebody else about the importance of new ideas in agriculture and at Agriscot.
Hi, so I'm Robert Ramsey from Soil Essentials. So we're just coming into our 20th year, and our motto right from the start was to make farmers' lives more profitable and easier. And we do that by delivering simple solutions that make them farm better, whether it's trying to get their pHs right across their fields or controlling where they're driving in a more organised and straightforward way. It can go deeply into technology, but at the end of the day, it has to deliver them more money with less work and more attention to detail with less work from themselves as well.
I've been saying all morning that Agriscot is about the areas within farming that people can control. Obviously there's a seminar going on upstairs just now about probably Brexit and various other things. But how do you think Agriscot as a whole enables farmers who come along to improve their businesses?
The world of agri-tech is moving at a pace, and there's money being pumped into it by Innovate UK and the European Space Agency. And so there's new technology out here all the time. But, sometimes it's difficult to keep up. So now we've got an awful lot of stuff under one roof here in Scotland without us having to travel down to England, and to get to see it by the people that are delivering it locally that can support them on a day-to-day basis.
And you mentioned earlier on that Soil Essentials sponsor the Arable Farmer of the Year. What do you hope to see in a winner in terms of the way that they've embraced technology and driven their business forward into the future?
It's very exciting. We're just about to find out who the winner is. But what we're looking for is not technology for the sake of technology. It's for delivering both for their customer and the environment of their farm, the soil and the total management of their farm for sustainability in the long term. And they've got to address both of these factors, the quality of what they're providing and the environment that they leave.
Final question, if you don't mind. On our way here, we've been speaking to some students from SRUC in Aberdeen. If you were going to give an agricultural student one piece of advice, what would it be?
Whatever they want to do, they should do, except one thing, which is farm like their dad did, but with slightly more land and a slightly bigger tractor. They've got to open their minds up to the opportunities that lie out there, because straightforwardly, what their parents and their grandparents did is probably not an option.
And ultimately that's what Agriscot tries to do, is to help enable people to think outside the box.
You've got to think outside the box, and you've got to look at systems change and de-risking what you're doing in the realms of climate change, etc.
Brilliant.
Sorry. Yeah.
I'm slightly out of breath because I've been running down the
You're going to lead all
length.
this. You'll ask questions then. I
Yes,
know what
I'll
I'm
ask
going to say.
questions,
Right, go on
don't worry.
then. Let's go.
I'm slightly out of breath because I've just run the whole length of the Highland Hall chasing down John Weir, who is the winner of the Arable Farmer of the Year award. So congratulations, John.
Thank you very much.
How do you feel having won?
Oh, just honoured and surprised that we'd be considered for it. So it's been a great honour, yeah.
Brilliant. The kind of theme of our podcast today is about farmers taking control of the elements of their business that they can control, unlike the weather or Brexit. So what is it about your business that you think you've done differently and really taken control of that enabled you to win this?
I think it's just the attention to detail and just being really hands-on. I do a lot of precision type farming, so everything's measured to the last kilogram or litre. So that's how I think I've been shortlisted for it. Yeah.
Some people say that Agriscot is a livestock event and not focused on the arable sector. What would you say to those people?
Yes, that's very true, but there's also a great amount of businesses here that an arable farmer can meet with. There's grain merchants, there's fertiliser companies, there's all the whole professional side of it here, the land agents and these sort of guys are all there too. And as well as the crossover, there's lots of machinery dealers here, so there's plenty for the arable guys to see as well.
What are you going to do this evening when you get home?
I'm not going home. I'm going out in Harrogate tonight. So I'm away to the potato event in Harrogate. So I'm jumping on a train in a couple of hours down there for potato. The same sort of thing in Harrogate tomorrow for potatoes.
Oh, excellent. So 1 or 2 drinks on the train, maybe.
At least.
Yeah, excellent.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Right.
Have a good lunch.
See you again. Cheers.
I'm really glad we managed to catch up with John there because over the years, some people have assumed that Agriscot is purely for livestock farmers and dairy farmers, but more and more that's not the case. There's a huge amount here for arable farmers to come and see and do and learn, and I think John demonstrates that, and it's almost a pity we couldn't talk to him for longer because he's got loads of really interesting stuff to say about the way that he's using modern technology and innovation to develop his arable business. So I think anybody wanting to learn more about that, this is the perfect place to be.
I do get a huge amount of satisfaction. We get excellent satisfaction rates and responses in our surveys from both visitors, sponsors and exhibitors. Knowing that you put on an event that people appreciate and enjoy and get a lot from, it is hugely satisfying, and you can kind of see it on the day and you can feel that buzz on the day. No, it's always a kind of nice feeling to have another Agriscot in the bag. That's my 19th event now, I think, having started in 2001, and to see it grown and continue to be successful, it's an event I just really, really enjoy working on, so I get a lot of personal satisfaction. The Rural Projects team, the Agriscot team that pull it together, nobody could organise it individually, and there's a huge amount of team working that goes into putting on the event. And when a team is working well, pulling together, it's a satisfying process.
So yeah, it's a busy day for you, Martin. You've got a huge number of people to go and see and organise, so we'll leave you to it, and we'll go and chat to some more happy customers.
Thank you very much.
So this is the onFARM podcast, and today we're at Agriscot. If you listen regularly, you will have already heard the episode that we recorded at Norvite, which was all about an innovative new product called Neolac. And there's a young lady who's been instrumental in the development of that product. She undertook her university dissertation on the product and has massively informed the development of it. But we couldn't catch up with her for that podcast, but she's here at Agriscot. So I'm delighted to be speaking to Kerry. Kerry, can you tell us a bit about who you are and how you got involved with Norvite and with Neolac?
I'm Kerry Cartwright. I was lucky enough to be a finalist here at Agriscot in the Business Skills Award 2 years ago, and our product that we had to evaluate as part of our final was Neolac. So we did that, and then I was looking for a dissertation idea and heard about the Norvite Scholarship, which is offered every year to a student from studying at SRUC. So I didn't actually win the scholarship, but I was lucky enough that Norvite decided that I had a good enough idea that they would support me during my dissertation, and I went on and did my dissertation covering Neolac at a farm in Aberdeenshire.
So you've been absolutely a key cog in the wheel that has developed Neolac to where it is now, and what do you find so interesting and innovative about the product?
Well, the fact that it's produced in Aberdeenshire, so it's a local product, a local protein source. If you look at all our other protein sources used on most farms in Scotland, they're not local, they're imported, and it's not sustainable to me. And I've got a more environmental view on a lot of things than a lot of traditional farmers do. So for me, it's a product that really promotes sustainability and something that I think is going to be very important in the future.
So if you haven't heard the Norvite episode, I think Kerry's given you a perfect taste of what it's like, and I highly recommend that you go to the onFARM website and download it and have a listen. Really, really worthwhile. Thank you so much, Kerry. I know that you're supposed to be on stand working very hard, so we'll send you back there now and they might not notice you're gone.
Perfect, thank you.
That's about it for this episode of onFARM. We're tired and we've had a long day, but it's been a good one. Everybody today has spoken about the need to collaborate, innovate and drive profitability, so that's been a really key theme. Events like this are also such social occasions for many, and that's certainly something not to be underestimated. Thank you for listening. If you'd like to contact us, you can tweet on_farm UK. We'd love to hear from you. Make sure you always get our podcasts in your feed by subscribing. All you need to do is search for onFARM.